I'm calling the landlord. This is done. Hi guys, it's Adria. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm doing another story time. Long overdue. I used to always do story times. I have a whole playlist of story times, yet I haven't done one in centuries. This story time just happened and it's very fresh, very new. I know typically you kind of let the wound close up. She's still wide open. Oh my gosh, where do I even start? This is the story time about my crazy neighbor harassing me. And I have live footage. How convenient. This story time is very much requested. Everyone's been hitting me up like, dude, please do the story time, because I talked about it on Twitter and on my Instagram. First, just a disclaimer, I don't hate my neighbor. I don't want her to pass on to another life, but we just don't like her. Yeah, I just moved into this apartment, God bless. So we moved here like mid-November. The day we moved in, we briefly met this neighbor. We introduced ourselves. Like, something that was so, I was like, yes, girl. At the time was the landlord was like, oh, there's like an older woman that lives here too. And I was like, oh, thank God, because, you know, like people that are like younger, they like make a ton of noise. So, or they're like, try to be your friend. But I mean, if there was like a girl my age that lived there, I'd be like, hey girl, like, come on, like, let's go eat Doritos or something. I'd be fine with that. But I was kind of relieved that it was an older woman, because I'm like, okay, like, she won't bother me, like, that's fine. Because I don't know, we had like crazy, I had a crazy, she was on something. There's a story time about that, but like just loud and like with dogs and all that, like, so this was a relief. Brandon instantly didn't like her, which I was like, really? He's just like, I don't know, I got a weird vibe from her when we were introducing ourselves. I'm like, that's fine. Let me just say that after that, I will never doubt Brandon's intuition ever again. Ever, ever, ever. If he says that someone's bad, I'm gonna be like, let's fight. Let's fight them. No, bye. Oh, bye. Because I don't have that. I feel like I just don't have that. I'll meet someone and they'll actually treat me like human garbage, and I'll still be like, oh, well, you know, like they're still kind of good, right? I need that gift that Brandon has. And now my hair feels like plastic. Okay, girl. Oh, I defended her. I even like wanted, I'm like, oh my gosh, she could be like best friends with Nana. Like okay, and oh, before I even moved in, right, we had a snowstorm. I didn't even have the keys to this place yet. I came over and shoveled the walkway because we were gonna be moving in soon. I shoveled her walkway too. Okay, I know you shouldn't do good things for praise, okay? I didn't even knock on her door or anything. I just did it and I left, okay? Because I knew she was old and there was still snow on her walkway, so I felt bad. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna, okay. No good deed goes unpunished. Moral of the story. So then it's the end of November. We're all moved in, but we still don't have internet. So the Verizon guy was coming. He comes, let me just say, he's an angel. God bless him, wherever he is. Okay, so he has to do work outside and inside, because I guess they had never put internet. I don't know, he was like, oh, Verizon isn't attached to this building or something, so he literally had to get a ladder, standing on a ladder, drilling into the wall, hammering. I'm like, oh, I didn't really know it was gonna be that intense. So I felt kind of bad because it was really cold on this day too. So he was outside for like an hour-ish, and I'm just hanging out here. Then I'm in the kitchen and I'm like chopping celery. I'm watching a story time, and it's kind of funny because the story time was actually like kind of intense. And then I hear yelling outside and I'm like, holy, like, did I just manifest something to happen? Like, I'm watching something scary and now something scary is happening outside. I can hear yelling, or like a very angry voice. Okay, when I say someone's yelling, I mean like they're mad. Like, that's just like, I don't know. Like, I'll be like, why did you yell at me? And I'll be like, I wasn't yelling. I'm like, no, but like you were mad. So I hear her, I instantly knew it was her, complaining to the Verizon guy. And so I stopped chopping my celery. I go over to the window and I'm like trying to crack the window. They're like stuck, they're like frozen shut. And I'm listening through, I can hear it through the glass. She's complaining about the noise, and he's like, oh, well, I just had to install, you know, the internet and whatever. He's like, I'm done. And she's like, what's your first name? He tells her, what's your last name? He's like, I don't say that. When someone comes to your house to do something like that, they never give you their last name, really. I mean, So she's being like really rude, and she's like, well, this isn't the first I've heard this noise. And he was like, well, then you should talk to her then, because I don't know, I was just here today. And I'm just like, that kind of felt like he threw me under the bus a little bit, but I mean, not his fault. I mean, he's just here doing a job. It's So then he goes off to his van. I can tell that he's super annoyed just like by his body language. He looked just like, imagine being a Verizon guy and you just get screamed at by an old lady for 10 minutes. It was more like 2 minutes. So then I'm like, oh shit. Like, I knew it wasn't done there. I was hoping it was, but I'm like, I mean, eventually I'm gonna have to leave my apartment and face her. Like eventually, right? Okay. When the door opens, when he's coming back in, I hear her say, I want to talk to her. Like, I could hear that far away, and I'm like, oh. And he was like, yeah, she was really mad. He's like, I think she wanted to talk to you. And I'm like, that's okay. I just straight up was like, that's okay. Just so petty, like, I got nothing to say, nothing's going on, I didn't do anything. He was doing his job, he already said that. What am I gonna go say to her? I'm tap dancing? Like, what? I'm the most non-confrontational person ever. Like, you could actually spit on me and I'll just be like, so I said that's okay. Don't really want to talk to her. He's showing me like the box and everything he's hooked up, and like we're trying to get connected to the internet, see if it's working. Meanwhile, we hear knocking on the door. The doorbell rings a few times. I'm like, are you actually serious? I was hoping she would just give up and leave. I mean, I knew she knew I was there. I don't have to come to the door. Just because I'm home, I don't have to, I don't owe you that. Verizon guy's like, are you gonna get that? I'm like, no. Because I knew she was pissed. Why am I gonna go answer the door to someone that's pissed? I didn't do anything. I'm just here trying to get my internet hooked up. Okay, Betsy, leave me alone. That's not her real name, but like, it sounds appropriate. It's like, damn, okay, damn. I'm just trying to get my internet hooked up. This guy's just trying to show me what to do. She can leave. So she doesn't leave, and then I start to hear her voice, okay? I'm like, oh crap, he didn't even close the front door. She's like, she can yell through the screen, okay? If he had closed the front door, I wouldn't have answered it. It was through the screen. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, she knows I can hear her. She's like, hello, and I'm like, oh, Verizon guy? Excuse me 1 second. So I walk out. I yell kind of like from the other room. She can't see me. I'm like, hey, just kind of busy right now. Oh, this will only take 5 minutes. Okay, so what did I do? I hit record on my phone and I put it in my pocket. I'm like, I'm not about to get yelled at for some crap and not record this. I'm not, okay? Luckily, I was kind of expecting it. Like, if this had happened out of left field and I didn't see it coming and I didn't record it, I would have been so mad. And I'm one of those people, I kind of black out in situations like this. Like, I get so overwhelmed and anxious that I don't even remember what was said or anything. I won't remember what I said. It's a whole thing. So, like, even situations like this where I've been with Brandon or with someone else, I've had to ask them after, like, what did I say? Like, what happened? Because I kind of just black out from nerves. I wasn't not gonna have footage of this and, you know, use some of this for my tea. I'm like, if you're gonna be mean to me, you're at least gonna give me a story time, ho. Like, I'm not gonna take this and not make a video about it. And if she ever somehow saw this, you were on my property, I had every right to film you because I didn't film your face. I'm not saying your name, I'm not saying where you live. So, okay, I'm not even scared because I got more dirt, okay? Let me watch some of this real quick. I haven't watched this in a while.
You said your name is Adria?
Yes.
What is your last name?
I don't know if I feel comfortable telling you that because I don't know what this is about.
Oh, well, I can tell you, and I can find you, and so can anyone else. You know that enough about the world to know that. I'm here with a complaint, and it's a huge complaint. You have been spying on me to the point that it's intolerable.
What?
Yeah, I know I've been around the block with this before, so this is not new to me, or news to me. This is me.
Name and address withheld.
And I have a long credit history that I think is very worthwhile. And I'm sure you do too. But why did anyone hire you to kind of watch over me in the shower and make sure I'm safe and that I don't fall?
The subject has just entered the shower.
No. No, nothing like that.
Okay, then that means what you're doing is of your own choosing, and you are an individual. You're not connected, like hired to spy for money, because there are people like that, and I've met them. But you're not one of them.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you're telling me, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, I
Make
really...
your fingers jerk because you have a, what do they call that? I don't want to get into that because I don't have the time. You don't know what I'm talking about is what, you give me your answer. I don't want to put words in your mouth. So you're answering saying what? That you have not participating in, nobody hired you to spy on me, and you have not participated in the things that I can prove you've done because, see, the walls are paper thin here. Every step you take, I hear it.
Every step you take, I'll be watching.
Girl, no. That's so creepy. First of all, I know for a fact these walls are not paper thin, honey, because Brandon and I are in separate rooms. We literally can't even talk to each other. I don't know what you're on about, sis. And then my Nana kept FaceTiming me, so the video kept like breaking up. No. Strangers, I'm like, hi, I'm weird. I can't really talk. So he comes back in and asks me if I had met her yet. And I said, yeah, briefly when I first moved in. And then she sees me like looking at my phone, right? And I said, oh, my grandmother's calling me. And she's like, good one. Oh, that's a good one. Like, that's a good one. Because I can't have a grandmother. Even if I were a spy, which I kind of wish I were. We're spies! We don't tell lies! I couldn't have a grandmother and she couldn't be calling me at this moment. God Almighty, give me strength.
Didn't do this, or you are doing this, because I am going to take legal action about it. I don't want to frighten you or upset you. If you continue this, that is what I will do.
I legitimately have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you comfortable telling me what Brandon's last name is? His parents live in? I think I could find out very easily.
I didn't want any trouble with you.
Well, do you have a job?
That's not really any of your business.
Yeah, I'm grandmother too, and your respect just astounds me. Okay,
No,
other
because
thing
you
I need to
didn't-
know
You
from
didn't
you is,
come here with any respect for me. You're accusing me of things. So
I don't want to be your friend, I'm your neighbor. This was your warning.
Do not ever assume that you know how I talk to my grandmother, okay? If you knew the first thing about me, Betsy, I'd lived with my grandmother for 20 years. I love my grandmother more than I love anyone. Ho, eat my ass. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad. Then after this encounter, I am so shooketh, okay? I kept my cool. Everyone I've shown that video to was like, you handled it so well. But even just watching the video back, like, I'm like, it makes me shake. Like, I can't, it makes me like so nervous. This is a person with social anxiety's worst nightmare. This is nightmare fuel for me, okay? I've actually had nightmares about similar encounters. I used to do my homework so that my teacher wouldn't yell at me. Like, I was so like under the radar, do my thing so I don't get in trouble. Like, do not confront me, don't yell at me. I can't. And anytime I would even kind of get in trouble for something, my body just shuts down. The Verizon guy's still here. I can't. So I'm like, please don't cry. I'm like trying to just breathe and take a second before I go back into the room with him. I couldn't even help it. I was like crying. I'm like trying to keep my cool and talk normal, but I just have like tears running down my face. I'm like so shook, okay? I just got told like, I'm gonna call the police on you. And I know it's like, I'm innocent, but it's kind of like that thing where when you're walking through security at the airport, you still feel like you're a criminal for some reason. God bless Verizon. Okay, because this guy was like, he was like, hey, it's okay, it's okay. He's like, she's crazy. He just straight up was like, she's crazy. Don't even, like, she's got nothing. Like, you're fine. Like, you didn't do anything wrong, you're fine. And I literally was like there, like venting to the Verizon guy, like, but she was saying she was gonna call the cops on me and like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, now I don't wanna live here. And oh my gosh. So then after the Verizon guy leaves, I'm still crying. I'm calling Brandon, he's at work. Then my Nana came and picked me up. That's why she was calling me, she was coming. We were gonna go run errands together. I had to get a picture frame for my Trisha Paytas artwork for the Trisha Paytas tour. My Nana and I are at Dollar Tree. I told her what happened and I was still like trying to calm down, but like I was still so anxious. My heart was racing, like my hands were my hands shook this entire day. I was just so on edge after this. And I know you may think this is like so dramatic, but like my anxiety just cannot stand stuff like this. Even my brother was like, any social fear I thought was irrational, I apologize because that sucks. Every old lady I saw at Dollar Tree, I was like, I was kind of just like not making eye contact. There was so many old ladies at freaking Dollar Tree. Because I knew she wasn't home, I saw her get in her car and leave. Oh my gosh, like, what the heck, man? So then I'm at my mom's house, still just like, ugh. I wanted somebody there, but I'm there by myself. I tell Brandon, he called me before my Nana picked me up, and we were talking about it, and so he texted our landlord and explained what happened and sent one of the videos. She called Betsy and was telling her like, hey, everything's good. She's like, I talked to her, I told her that everything was fine. I'm starting to calm down. It's fine. All I can say is thank God that I recorded that. I don't even know if I could have explained that to people. I would have just been crying in a mess, and I wouldn't even have been able to really do justice as to what happened. Maybe they would have thought I was exaggerating it, like, I don't know. So I'm just so glad that I didn't even have to explain it. I'm just like, here, this is what happened, guys. I can't even really explain the feeling. I just felt so like creeped out. I didn't even want to post my video that day because I had filmed some of the inside of my house and was like talking about like when I moved and all this stuff, and I didn't want, because I felt like she was like gonna find me. Kind of don't like having my name because it's pretty easy to find me online. On famousbirthdays.com, I'm the #1 person named Adria. Fun fact of the day. Not that it even matters when I'm gonna be dead or in prison. Y'all won't even believe how this story ends. You seriously, if you thought that this is where it ended, did you think that this was the end? You thought that was it. Pantene? No. Tresemme. She has a rubber duck. Okay, I gotta go. Okay. So later, I wanted to go over to my place to get some stuff because I'm spending the night at my mom's. I'm not staying here, honey. I'm not gonna think about you picturing me walking all around. I just didn't want to be here. You ever do that? Something bad happens and you just don't even want to be in that place anymore? Yeah, that's a mood. So my mom comes over with me. Before, in the car, she was like, maybe you should call your landlord because I know you only texted. Maybe you should just call her and talk to her about it and see what she says. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like, I had people telling me to go to the police. And, you know, like, she's accusing you of something. And if she goes to the police first, maybe it would look better if you went and were like, hey, this neighbor is accusing me of some stuff. So, I'm not a spy. I wish I were. I wish someone was paying me to live here. That would be great. Wish that were the case, not the case. So my mom and I get here. There's packages by my front door. And they are opened. Opened. I immediately start raging and I say, where is my phone? I'm calling the landlord. This is done. I'm not living like this for a year. I'm not, sis, honey, cutie pie. I'm not living in this. So I call the landlord. I say, guess what? Just got here. My mail's been opened. I have pictures of it. I'll pop them up on the screen. Okay, found them like that. Don't think UPS, FedEx, boy would have delivered it like that. They don't. Not with the entire top open. And then the cardboard box was like tampered with. Okay, like she couldn't get it open. Anyone else would have just stolen it. Who goes up to a porch and just kind of tampers with a package and like looks in it and doesn't take what's in it? Someone would have stolen that, okay? She wanted to see what it was. I'll just take a cardboard box and write spy equipment and put it on my own porch and just leave it there. And I'll fill it with like toilet paper and spaghetti and put like High School Musical 2 in it. The beginning of the story was one thing. Harass me, accuse me of things, yell at me, make me cry. You opened my mail.
Are you comfortable telling me what Brandon's last name is? His parents live in...
I think I could find out very easily.
This is illegal, you know.
Holy crap. I'm speechless. My landlord sounded so pissed. She was like, okay, you know what? Not renewing with her. Done. She's out. Like, no, you can't be doing that, okay? And the landlord even said, like, you know, we got weird vibes from her too. You done goofed. If you're gonna be like that, you're gonna pay the price. And I know people are gonna be like, well, she probably isn't well. If she isn't well, she shouldn't be living alone. She should be somewhere where she isn't scared. Because I get paranoid. When I'm alone a lot, I'm like, I swear I've seen like shadowy figures in the corner, girl. Like, it's scary. Like, you can freak yourself out sometimes. And if she thinks she hears me and she thinks she like sees me, like that's concerning, girl. Why, like, stuff like this only happens to me, like, I swear on my life, this would only happen to me. Brandon's mom was like, this is the worst possible person that something like this could have happened to. I struggle to hold a normal conversation, right? Standing there like accusing me of things and like scaring me and making me think you're gonna call the police on me, and like then you open my mail. Like, I felt so creeped out. Like, I actually felt like there was bugs under my skin. I felt so creeped out having my mail open. I don't care that you're an old lady. That is so like gross. That's so gross. So that's my story. I know everyone thinks I make up my story times, but like, girl, you can't even make something like this up, man. No police at my door yet. You're not gonna not let me bring my cat here, and I have to live with a crappy psycho neighbor that freaking hates me and asking where Brandon works and asking, do you even have a job? It's none of your freaking business, girlfriend. I'm not your friend, I'm your neighbor. Like, ditto. Just to let you know, I'm good. I have bear spray coming, don't worry, honey. That's my story. If anything else happens, I'll have to make another video. But I'm running out of memory because I forgot my 64 gigabyte SD card. Quick shout out to Francisca on Twitter. I hope I said that correctly. I stan her. I love her. Shout out to you. If you want to be my shout out of the day, just be active on my social media. Spam me, retweet my pinned tweet, all that fun stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let me know if you've ever had a crazy neighbor experience. I've been having people tell me all of their weird neighbor situations. I'll have a playlist linked up in the cards for more story times. I'll have to do more soon, as long as crazy stuff keeps happening to me. I mean, I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys.